Welcome back, Bronze Leaguers. Sonic Cat here with Sonic Cat's Bad at Games. This time, Sonic Cat's gonna be bad at Doki Doki Literature Club. I heard about this game from a lot of different people, and it's kind of blown up on the web right now. I thought I'd just do a quick side series on this. Heat Signature's not done. It's just that Destiny came out, and I've been playing a lot of other games. I just want to get right into this. Again, some friends are very excited to watch me play it. I honestly don't know anything about it except for Monika. That's all I know, but I don't know anything about like what that means. And I just wanted to start at this screen because when you boot up the game, it says, by playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree that you're at least 13 years of age, pretty standard for like visual novels when they, boobs, whatever, and you consent to your exposure of highly disturbing content. Sure. That, doesn't make me feel super good. But this music is great. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Hot damn. Okay. We're gonna turn that stuff. Okay. New game. Please enter your name. Sonic Cat. This is the happiest, and I know that Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from a distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to the attention she might draw to herself. That girl's Sayuri. Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. Kind of friend that you'd never see yourself making a day, but it kind of works out because you know each other for so long. Yeah, that kind. I don't know that I'm going to read every single text box, because that's grating on my voice, but we used to walk to school together on days like this. And I would get, but she would oversleep, and so I'd get tired. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I sigh, idle in front of the crosswalk, and let her catch up. Hi, she looks out of breath. I overslept again, what a surprise. But she caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. Well, I mean, yes, it sounds like that is. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple, because that would make me sad. But she did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean if you wanted to? Yeah, I totally do. We go to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Sonic Cat, have you decided on a club to join yet? Club? Well, I have a feeling it's going to be the Doki Doki Literature Club. I haven't been looking. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever you're talking about, because that's generally how you and our relationship works. Sari likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content getting on like the average while spending my free time on games and anime. A true patriot. I was talking about how I'm worried you won't learn to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, and I know that you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in the next few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Okay, well, you talked me into it. No promises. I'll try at least a little. Ah, she's so happy. Why do I let myself get lectured by this bitch? More than that, I'm surprised I let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me ease her mind just a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her own head. Sure. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pick up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. She wants me to check out some clubs. Big clubs, spike clubs, nail clubs, clubs with razor blades in them. I guess I'll start with the anime club. Hello? Hi, it's you again. She must have come in while I was spacing out. I'm actually the only one left in the classroom. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. You don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, know what? Well, you could come to my club. Sayori, yeah. There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not president, vice president. Not that I was aware she ever had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice Presidente. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, going to the anime club. See ya, bitch! Well, I kind of told the club that I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes. Natsuki. Don't make promises you can't keep. She's so cunning as to have planned this all out. I would say she's probably planned this all out. I'll stop by for a cupcake. That's how you get hooked, man. They did you with the fucking cupcakes. Yeah, see, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year clubs and activities. Full of energy, she swings the door open, and we're greeted by... I told you, don't call me new member. Welcome to the... Hi, boobs. Okay. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Girl 1. Sayori always says nice things about you. Wow. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Sonocat, what a nice surprise. Wait, did they already introduce my name? All words escape me. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Because why wouldn't it be? What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Natsuki. Natsuki. Humph. The girl with a sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody, as most of us do. Sayori says that quietly into one ear and turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. Welcome. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. She's fiddling with her hair. She's uncomfortable. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika. Is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again. She smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl, obviously. Basically, completely... Oh, why has it always got to be a dating thing? Like, you could just... You too, Monika. It's nice to see you. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. I made them. I'll get them. She's too excited. How about I make some tea as well? Yo, I'm so for this club right now. I am in it. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. It's been widened so there's one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. So they're getting everything prepped. She sat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly mounts, yep, on a table and... Okay, are you ready? She's very excited about this. Ta-da! Whoa! She lifts a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn in icing. The little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. They're very cute. Natsuki, I didn't realize you were so good at baking. Just hurry and take one. Okay, so we're all eating cupcakes. So it's like a good, like, first day. I mean, eating cupcakes, super cute girls in literature club. Obviously gonna join. Suki is waiting for me to eat a cupcake. This is really good. Frosting is probably made from the people that the literature club murders in the back room. Thank you, Suki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Yeah. Made them for you or anything. What a surprise. I thought you technically did. Well, maybe. Gosh. I like her hair like swoops to the side. Like she's emoed. Alright, alright. We're moving on. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. I love tea. You keep a whole tea set in the class? I mean, obviously, the teachers gave us permission. Yuri's just trying to impress you with the tea. I guess, for some reason. She gets flustered easy, and she plays with her purple hair. I believe you. Tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. Me too, bro. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow and then smiles. So what made you consider the literature club? Maybe because I just got accosted by the small girl in the crosswalk. Yeah, Sayori. Or Say, I'm just gonna call her Say for short. Say. Say seemed to really be happy here, so, you know. That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home. As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs, but you chose the literature club, the debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events, I can understand that. I'd much rather do something I enjoy. And if it encourages others to get into literature, I'm fulfilling that dream. They all are... Apparently, if you right-click, it removes the text box so you can look at their lewd art. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club. You could put it that way. Can I just, like, tap space? Oops, don't do that. Don't. There we go. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow the literature club before we graduate. Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone agrees. They're all into the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm. So, what kind of things do you like to read? Porn, manga would be my guess. There it is. He just left out the word porn. Suki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she doesn't. Not much of a reader, huh? Well, sure we can fix that. Yeah, there you go. What am I saying? She looks so sad. What about you, Yuri? Novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. That's why I like reading. Telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. She's clearly very passionate. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books and not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Yeah, definitely. 100%. We see eye to eye. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. Great. Really adding to the conversation here. Yeah, she may as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at it, if even for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Why is that? Well, she'd dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like all that cute shit, Suki, don't you? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind at the last club meeting, had all your fears, wishes, desires, all that. You know, you didn't remember dropping that? Okay. Looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give it back. Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you. Is she hitting on her? Yep. She refuses to believe. Suki, you write your own poems? Sometimes. You just said you didn't, but then you just like so quickly admitted. I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? Nope. Suki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident, huh? I understand how Suki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself, obviously. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Shouldn't you guys know this about each other? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Suki feel comfortable enough to share hers. That's probably a no. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence. Okay, I have an idea. Suki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. What a good idea. That way, everyone's even. Yeah, let's do it. See, at least one person's decided. Plus, now that we have a new member, it'll be great to get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Sonic? She smiles at me. Hold on, there's still one problem. I'm actually not a member. Yeah, not a member. What's been on my mind the whole time? I never said I would join. That was, yeah, definitely the problem. Say may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made my decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. Wow, that is some sad looks. But, I'm sorry, I just, But bunch of bitches. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? If writing poems is a price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided. I'll join the literature club. Wow. What? Really? Good stand your ground there. Really put up a fight. She's very excited. If you really did just come for the cupcakes, I would have been super pissed. And that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Sure. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem, bring it to the next meeting, we'll share. She looks over at me once more. I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Suki clean up their food. Hey, Sonic, since you're already here, do you want to walk home together? Sleep in the bed together, go, do other things together, maybe shower together. Sayori, Seisei, and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs, but we're both here now. Could be fun. Who knows? And we are home. She was been thinking about all four girls. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to maybe get to know one of them better. I'm sure good fortune will find me. Gosh, knowing what this game is actually about and the fact that it's titled psychological horror, I know that good fortune is not going to come to at least a couple people. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Wow. Wow. Wait, why is Monika not on here? Okay. Let's see. Eternity and death. Poof. God, I gotta pick Crimson. Wait. Death is gone. Crimson Horror. Crimson Horror. Existence. Electricity. Infallible. Covet summer cheeks, shopping, beauty, joy, frightening. I gotta pick a lot of words. Heaven sent, destiny, hopeless. Wow. Explode, precious, meager, marshmallow, agonizing. Atone. Yes. I'm making the worst poem of all time. An Inferno. Lollipop Infinite Depression. Unending Depression. Vacation Special at Parfait. Secretive Extreme. Contamination Embrace Clouds Universe. Contamination. Tragedy. Wait, why is she tragedy? Suicide. Wow, pain. Why is she tragedy and pain? Why do these words make her happy? Massacre. Wow. Anxiety. Holy shit. Festering. After image. Misfortune. Why is it pain, tragedy, and misfortune around that girl? That does not make me feel good. Effulgent? I actually have no idea what that word means. Hurt is probably going to be her. Oh my god. What kind of fucking horrible ass poem did we just write? Holy shit. Glad to see you didn't run away. Well, wait till you read my poem, because maybe this might be a little strange, but at least I kept my word. Well, we're back at the literature club. Here I am. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment. Nope. No, don't you worry. I wrote a poem, and I think you are gonna dig it the most. Yuri. Say told me you didn't even want to join clubs. That's true. That's also true. I don't know if you just plan to come here or hang out, but if you don't take us seriously, you won't see the end of it. Suki! You keep your manga collection in the club room? Gotcha, bitch. Between Saint Monica and manga. Manga is literature. I mean, with those little alligator eyes there. Don't worry, guys. Yes, Sayori. I mean, your poem rang with tragedy, pain, and a lot of other horrible-ass words. I don't know that I like Say anymore. How dependable. Say, it's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. So, I apparently spend a lot of time in Say's room. And you almost set your house on fire once. Two are really good friends, aren't you? Real good friends. You and Sonica can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, she seems totally oblivious. Yuri even brought you something today. Wait. Not really. It's really nothing. Well, what is it? No, don't never mind. What is it? Hey, don't even worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. And so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. And it'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Easy peasy. Alright, let's see it. Well, here. She pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if we don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Woo! You can read it at your own pace. Great. I look forward. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Say and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried into a book. And I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Suki is rummaging around the closet. I want to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad from distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. She's nervous. She's a little bit worried. I was just spacing out. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm just rereading a bit of this. That's Bookie Game, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason, though. Just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? That's a good question. Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, and that's not what I meant. I just happened to buy accidentally 2 of them, and you know that obviously happens all the time to people who love their books. They accidentally buy a second copy. I'll definitely start reading it ASAP. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. What fucking book is this? What's it about anyway? Well, she closed her eyes and scans her eyes over the back. The book is entitled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just want to make sure I don't give anything away. Basically, it's about a girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. She giggles. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? I mean, listen, I can get down with this kind of a book. I totally forgot that Yuri's into these things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind is totally different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in, then suddenly you thought you related to the protagonist. They're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. You are going on a little bit about this. Hey, don't apologize. It's fine. We're just talking about horrible books and how you're a really strange individual. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I talk too much. Not a problem. That just means you're passionate. It's literature club after all. You should be passionate about literature. That makes sense. I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. Wow, what are you saying? This is literature club. You were looking forward to me reading it, so I may as well start. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's and we start reading. You seem a little apprehensive with the sweat on your face. Sort of giving you a bit of a... I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just I'm not used to it. That is reading in company. You literally come to this fucking club where you read with a bunch of other people. Whatever, man. Just tell me if I end up distracting you. I'll just read over here in the corner. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just, like, literally reading out of your book being a creeper. I didn't really mean to. Here, this should work. I slide my desk until it's up next to hers and then hold my book more between the two of them so we can both read. She closes her own copy of the book. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead use my right hand to hold the book open. Look at that. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger, so we can read together, like a couple's thing. I do the same thing with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, we're turning the book together. Look, we're so close. We're so close. We're practically... I can feel the warmth of her face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready to turn the page? She's getting a little bit distracted. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. since you've been so patient with me. Sure. Yeah, thanks. We get to reading. She no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it at my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of each page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of you in some mannerisms. I see. She remains silent. But Sonic, that's probably a terrible thing for me to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing. Oh my god. No, I didn't mean it in a bad way. It wasn't in a bad way. I don't really know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. It's fine. It's not bad. It's good. I promise. I guess I more meant it's kind of cute. Ah! What are you saying all of the sudden? Okay, everyone. Wow, Monika, fucking bitch. We were having a conversation. I think it's about time we shared our poems. Yeah, this will go great. I'm over my 30-minute timer, but we'll finish this section and then I'll end it. Whew, she was worried. Is that all right, Yuri? You look kind of down. Sorry if I haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. It's fine. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight on my own. Or would you prefer that we just read together? She doesn't care. I'll read a little bit more tonight on my own. We'll read together more later. Feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and then slip it into my bag. By the way, did you remember I write a poem? Oh, I wrote a fucking poem. You're gonna love this. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration. No, we definitely were inspired by something. Why don't you find someone to share with? Huh. Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. She has pristine handwriting. Suki and Yuri reluctantly comply. I do the same. Who should I show my poem to first? Shit. Let's just do it. She seems the most experienced, so let's start there. I trust her opinion to be fair. Hey, Yuri, you want to read my poem about death, destruction, and horrible things that happen in the world? As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but ends up covering her whole face. She can't handle it. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? She takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience? Yeah, I just read your poem. What kind of writing experience did you say you had? Because, your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry. Really? That's a huge compliment. This is actually my first time. She stares at me blankly and then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, yep. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. And I think the most noticeable thing that I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style really deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and form fit the two together. The end result is that both style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once she finds her train of thought, as if her demeanor has totally changed. Her stammering is completely gone. She sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem, especially one about death, destruction, suicide, pain, hate, and tragedy. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. Might take some time, but it all comes with practice, learn by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Suki can be a little biased. Never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Do Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. Okay, Yuri. Let's read it. Let's do it. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calms, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I mean, that was certainly a poem. I just don't read script very often. I think your handwriting is cute. How about that? Also, I liked it. It's short. It was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. Nah, I usually write longer poems. Not at all. It's perfect. She's really happy I like it. She wanted to... That was more mild. Okay, yeah. Something easy to digest. Are you into ghosts? Hoo-hoo. Actually, it's not about a ghost at all. I must have missed it. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to get out of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. Wow. That's... She's obviously super humble. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. Oh, you think so? Yeah, well, if I wanted to write, like, horrible-ass dark poetry, sure. I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you. Yeah, sure. Okay, I need to save there. Because I'm way over my time, so I'm gonna have to end it right there for this first episode, and then we'll show the poem to the rest of them after that. This has been episode 1. We'll continue with episode 2. This has been Sonic Has Bad at Games, specifically Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm excited for where this is going, so we'll just say that. We'll catch you guys next time.